time for the B.S.ing with the Guys live podcast.
Time to wake up. We are back live. A lot of crazy news going on, I guess, as always in this country. So we're going to get to those main stories here in just a few. But, Brad, we were talking off air earlier today about the January 6th pipe bomb suspect. And,
yes, sir.
You said you had some major breaking news.
Major. Yeah,
So
first
give it
off, I
to
want
me.
to say, fuck this time change. So anyway, I just wanted to
that does
voice
suck,
my,
but
fuck the time change. But anyway.
as far as this pipe bomber that we haven't been able to identify, what's the latest on that?
I think it's coming, man. From what I hear, our sources are telling us that it's supposed to drop tomorrow. I think it'll be interesting to see. But from what I'm hearing, that it is, somebody high up in the government. So it should be interesting. So I've been kind of playing
Like,
through
you
my
think
head.
the person themselves, or they're affiliated with somebody? Because the only thing I read about it was conspiracies going on saying that they could possibly be a female, that had something to do, like you said, somebody high up, in the government or something, man. I don't know. It's crazy. Of course, there's nothing official out yet, but I thought that was kind of interesting because that, it's like they never did really investigate that for some reason. So it had something to do with inside sources.
Absolutely.
I mean, somebody drops off a damn bomb anywhere in the country, and they are coming, man. ATF, FBI, you name it. They're wanting to find out who the fuck just put a bomb somewhere. And then they do this shit on January 6th, and it's kind of like, we don't know. We don't know. So it was always
just because
weird.
I think just because we haven't heard that they investigating anything doesn't mean that they have been investigating it. So it's going to be interesting to see. There he is. Where you at, Matt?
What's
How
up,
you doing,
Matt?
brother?
Yeah, I was just meaning mainly the last administration that was in.
Yes.
It's like you never really heard anything come from any of that. And that's why I'm thinking it had something to do with their side. The FBI back then, because I mean it's already known that they had hundreds of them in the crowds provoking that shit anyway on January 6th. So
very true.
So I don't know. It's crazy, but I didn't read up a lot on it, but I remember you telling me that they're claiming that they have a name that's going to be released soon. So we'll see.
From what I'm hearing, it's supposed to drop tomorrow. It'll be very interesting to see,
Yeah, it will, especially if it's like they're talking about somebody, affiliated with someone high up. But you know how it goes, man. People say a lot of shit for clicks nowadays. So
true.
Who knows?
Very true.
Who knows? But anyway, let's see. Before we really get going with the main shit, Justin, did you see the older gentleman who was boiled alive in a scalding hot shower in a hotel room?
Jesus Christ, no.
It's a hell of a headline, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Some former Marine grandpa allegedly boiled alive in a scalding hot shower. Skin was peeled away from his body, they said.
Well, at what point do you just, get out?
Well, I guess
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it depends on how agile he was. I don't know. They said that the scalding hot shower where the water reached 136 degrees caused his skin to peel off of his body. Terrell Johnson, a 72-year-old Marine Corps veteran, had hopped in the shower at the Fairfield by Marriott Inn in California after a 6-hour drive from Los Angeles to attend his granddaughter's college graduation. When his grandson went into the bathroom to check on him, he found him unconscious and partially submerged in water, which was allegedly so hot that he could not pull him out without burning himself. I for one, why the fuck is it set at hell? Who set the water heater at that? That's crazy, man. But I was unaware that it could even get that hot.
There must have been a malfunction with the valve, what little bit I know about plumbing, because a lot of that newer stuff today has like anti-scald. You know what I'm saying? It won't mix where it's hot like that, That's crazy.
Yeah, and I want to say that the laws over there are, it was actually hotter than what the law even allows. So somebody either fucked up
California?
or there was a malfunction. Yeah.
Cali
Cali ain't
hot
let,
water.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna say
use hot water over there, man.
they force everybody to shower in cold water.
Yeah.
Once a week. You get one shower a week in California, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I didn't
climate
realize
change, baby.
like cooking yourself in the shower was big enough of a problem for them to make laws on it, I guess.
Bro, it is such a, you know, California is so over regulated with everything, from the
Yes.
amount of water to the temperature on the water. And look, I get it. I guess some safety concerns with children and everything, but it's just
Sure.
one more step of just controlling every aspect of your life.
Yes.
That's why we have no fucking water pressure every time you buy a new shower head. You know what I mean? They all come with pressure regulators in them because it's got to be, up to California standards. So we all get fucked. So I got to go and gut everything when I buy one so it'll come out, like a real shower head. And it's
Same
all
thing
for
like
California.
toilets. Yeah. Same
everything.
thing like low flush and all that other
Vehicles.
dumb shit, Yeah.
Yeah, everything's
Vehicles,
made to be California compliant, and it's like so overregulated over there, man. Like, you can't. I mean, with the vehicles, you can't just fix up your car how you want out there. As far as your
Cafe
engine and all.
standards.
It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts. I don't know how people live out there.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, especially in them cities. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know why anybody would want to live under such crazy ass rules and laws where you can't do a damn thing, man. So speaking of all that, segue over to what's went on last night in New York with that mayor race over there. And yes, Jacob, 1 second, I'm getting in the comments. Let's see. Jacob wants to know, and yes, is that a problem, Jacob? I mean,
you sound very
Are you
intolerant right
discriminating?
now,
I know.
buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, are you anti-trans? So anyway,
Yeah.
Mamdani won. Pretty blatant on his socialism and communist ideas over there. Kind of reminds me of California, but I'm kind of glad because I think the people need to get what they voted for just to see if it's this utopia that they think it's going to be.
Yep.
And we get to watch it unfold from over here.
Yes.
So I think it's exciting.
I know. The worst part is that it doesn't start till January.
I know. I'm ready.
Speed this thing up.
I know. It's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah. Matt's right, and Matt's I'll pull up his comment. The Democrats won yesterday. They did. They they're looking at it like you mentioned earlier, Brad, before we got on air, like this blue wave. I mean, I don't think any of it was a shock though.
No.
It's like they were just kind of winning in blue areas. I know everybody's going to say, well, they flipped one, but they flipped one that really hasn't been Republican in a very long time. They happen to get that Youngkin in, and it is what it is. I mean, it's just, there was nothing exciting going on, I guess, for these people to go out to really rush out and vote for around the country. And in New York, I mean, their options were Cuomo and this fucking Mamdani guy. And I know they had that other guy in there, but he didn't stand a chance. So really there was nothing that excited these people except for the word free that this socialist was screaming, free. Yes. Everything's free.
Free.
Yeah. So do these idiots that vote for that shit,
They're about to find out.
Yeah, they are. They are, man. So I don't know. I don't know if he can even get most of the shit passed that he's talking about, but I guess it sounded good to his base because he got it, man. And it's crazy to watch people like that start winning, prominent positions in this country, man. Just throwing that socialism and communist shit out there, man. It's scary because anybody who comes from an area that was a socialist or communist area, they will tell you, man, y'all are going down a slippery slope over there. Like, you don't believe the hype. It never ends good. Never.
No, but you're not understanding the whole situation, Shane, because most of these Democrats in office today say that they just have never done it correctly.
That's it. Yeah, everybody's
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. We need to tear down democracy so we can rebuild democracy. Or we need to get rid of that old, shabby, dusty constitution so we can make a new constitution to make it fair and easier and better for everybody else.
I guess they catch a lot of the young crowd who don't know the
Absolutely.
history of all that. So, they prey on the ignorant,
Sure.
I guess is the only way you're going to get people to vote for that is people who have no idea what that shit leads to. They've never really read a history book that tells them the truth about it, at least.
Right.
They
Low
don't know
information
anybody
voters.
that's come. Right, exactly. And a lot of them can't help it. I don't mean ignorant as a derogatory term towards them. They just don't know. They're young.
Right.
They haven't seen anything. They haven't experienced nothing. They don't know anybody that comes from some of these countries that were destroyed by communism. So they haven't heard the horror stories. All they hear is the great part about it, where, everything's going to be free. You're going to get free health care. We're going to feed you. You don't have nothing to worry about. We're going to make minimum wage, $27 an hour.
Sure.
Don't worry. Don't worry about nothing.
The one I love is the public transportation is going to be faster. I can't wait to see how all of that pans out.
Is that what that's what they're saying?
Faster transportation, and free. Don't forget. I forgot to say free.
Free and
free.
faster.
Yeah, don't forget the free
Cheaper
part, dude.
and better.
I like
Absolutely.
it. I like it. I like Johnny says at this point, if you're still supporting the Democrats, you're an idiot. But he is sorry for saying that. But
I wouldn't be sorry.
I think he's sorry that you're an idiot.
No, I know. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. I like I said, I get why some people are drawn to it that just don't really know how things work, I guess. And like Brad said, low information voters, and just low brain cell voters. But it's a lot of, man, it's white liberal women, just women that are pushing this shit over the edge. I mean, if you look at the numbers from last night's voting, I mean, women just came out in droves, white women.
Do you think identity politics had something to do with that?
I think so. Well, I think they scare a lot of them into giving a shit, because their main concern when they polled a lot of them was the economy, as far as the cost of living and everything, because it affects pretty much anybody who has to go anywhere and buy anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they fearmonger to get the votes, and women fall for it. And apparently the men just they didn't give a shit last night. And I guess there wasn't nothing exciting enough to really get worked up about to get out there and vote. And it's kind of like Trump said, I mean, if he's not on the ballot, nobody's fired up.
Yeah.
I mean, makes it scary for the midterms and shit coming up.
How do you expect them to be strong, independent women that don't need no man if shit ain't free?
Well, that is true.
Right?
That is true. They need the free shit. No, we need to take women's voting rights away.
Hey.
If I'm president, that's the first thing going. Like, sorry, women. No.
We got to fix this mistake.
It is, and I don't know how they get to them. I know that, women are just by nature emotionally driven, so it's easy for them to fall into this loop of, look, everybody's hurting right now. And I think that's what a lot of this it's government shutdown, has to do with it on the Democratic side, is just to scare the fuck out of everybody and, vote for us. We're going to fix this, because all you still see is the blame game. The blame game is going on. It's like they don't care that people are suffering or whatever. They just don't want the blame to lie on them. And this is on both sides, Republican and Democrat. I think neither one of them give two shits about the country being shut down or the government. They just don't want their voters or their potential voters to blame them. So as long as they can pass that blame, they're happy.
Right.
And apparently people fell for it last night, which, I don't know, like we said, none of it was really a shock. I mean, you expected the blue to kind of stay blue wherever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of those areas that Republicans don't stand a chance. I just,
even as well as in New Jersey, too. I mean, I know it was a long shot to try to get, a Republican as governor, and Trump came kind of close to winning that state, but it doesn't happen up there in that Northeast, man. It's not going to happen,
No, that's true. And Matt's hit on something else that I've seen too. He said it'll be open the day after tomorrow. Now I've read that a few different little sources, little places, that the Dems were just waiting for this election shit to get over with. And like I said, it was all, fear-based voting. So now that they've got that, it's almost like, well, we can go ahead and open this thing back up now. Excuse me, damn, I got to stop drinking beer during this. But anyway, one side is still going to have to give in to get this open, if not both sides. But either way, somebody's got to be willing to give in to get this government back open. Now, I don't see either side doing it, so I don't know. I don't know, but I have seen what Matt was saying that, watch a couple days after all these voting shit went through, then all of a sudden it's going to, miraculously it's going to open back up. But, like I said, it's going to take somebody giving in, man. And Trump ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Trump
I don't
ain't
see it happening.
His side just there, man. They are not giving up the kind of money these Democrats are looking for. It just ain't happening. So, I don't know. I think the Democrats are just going to keep riding on, hey, man, if your kids are starving, blame it on the Republicans. Not that they really care, but it's easy to say, hey, we didn't do it. Yeah. They're going to ride this shit all the way out into the midterms. You watch.
Dude, I could see it. Yeah.
Just throwing blame the whole time.
Why not?
Well, the less they're open and working, these politicians, these congressmen and senators and House representatives, when they're not working, our freedoms are kind of safe, and when they're up there working their asses up, they're taking a little bit more of your liberty every freaking day,
Yeah, it's like if they're not there, they can't fuck nothing up. But at the same time, man, it's almost got people around the country in panic mode when it comes to spending money. You know
I
what
get
I mean?
it. Absolutely.
It's like everybody's just like watching to see what's going to go on. And then, I guess there's still sections of the government that the people aren't getting paid. So that's affecting their home life, and so I get what you're saying. Like, fuck these politicians. We're better off with them doing absolutely nothing, I'm sure, but we got to figure out a way to get this money back flowing, man. I've talked to, people that run, like, Cisco, which is a big restaurant kind of store supply company. And you talk to any of them over there and they'll tell you that these just retail places and restaurants and shit, they're not buying anything from them right now because they don't need it. There's no customers in the stores, So I don't know.
It's true.
I think the only ones making money right now is like Walmart and the gas stations, I guess. I don't know.
Well, even Walmart's probably taking a little hit if the SNAP benefits aren't up
I was
and
going to
running,
say, with the EBT slower, they're taking a hit. Which I think in this state, I think we had talked about it. They apparently, the governor or whatever bailed them out over here in Louisiana. I think that if you've got children or if you're elderly, that you were getting a portion of your EBT money, from what I understand. I don't know. I don't know if that's nationwide, like if other states are doing that, but I haven't really seen this major crash or major freak out since the SNAP benefits were supposedly canceled. So apparently people are still getting, food. Something. I don't know, because they were building it up like they were just going to be, busting into the grocery stores and starving to death and, looting every piece of food in sight. And I haven't seen anybody really freaking out.
No, I haven't either. Buddy in New York's talking about government grocery stores still. Is that one of his things?
Yeah, he's backtracking on a few things. He's trying to act like he never said as drastic as shit as he did, which everything's on video nowadays. But I think he's talking about like city run, type grocery stores. I guess it's supposedly going to keep prices down and, just a bunch of utopia bullshit,
But I was just wondering how you get groceries when the government shuts down if your grocery store is ran by the government.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, that, and it really brings back a bigger issue is just depending on the government altogether. That's where it gets you. That now you're at their mercy. So why would you ever want to live like that? It's the whole, hey, I'm the government and I'm here to help you kind of shit,
Right.
It's like you don't ever want to hear that ever, because the government is not your friend. And I don't know why people insist on relying on them. Like,
people love it, dude.
Blows my mind.
People love that womb to the tomb, man.
Yeah,
cradle to the grave. I don't get it, man. But like I said, it goes on. And I think a lot of it is generational. I really feel that way. It's just they've been on it for so damn long. They probably know no other way. And then I think the entitled effect kicks in.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got an issue going on in these blue cities, and I just don't think the answer to what's going on in a lot of these cities is just to start promising a bunch of free shit, because all that does is drive out, for one, businesses leave,
Sure.
and this free shit, the only way the city or the state or whatever can afford this is by taking it from taxpayers, which he was already talking about, going
Raising
up on the
taxes.
taxes of people that make, I think, over $500,000 a year.
Right.
Well, then people can afford to get the fuck,
and that's
They're-
what's going to
they're-
happen.
right. When you're
Yep.
making decent money and you become, quote unquote wealthy or whatever, you can afford to get out of bad situations. So that's what they do.
Right.
They were already talking about expecting a surge in the housing market in like Florida and Texas, So these
I bet.
these real estate agents over there are licking their chops right now, like
Right.
bring it on,
Yeah. And then I think when you get those uber rich out there in New York, man, the uber rich, dude, do they really give a
They don't
flying
care.
F if
Exactly.
they got to pay 3% more or 10%? Do they really care, dude?
Yeah,
Does
so
it
you're
really bother
either
them?
you're either wealthy enough to get out or not care.
Right. Yeah, or not
So,
care. Exactly.
It doesn't
So who
affect
does
them
it
because-
affect in the long run? It affects the middle class is who it's
Yeah.
really going to affect,
because that's what they were talking about, like including hiking the taxes on the wealthiest over there to fund these social programs that he wants to run, the whole defunding the police and
Right.
and introducing more social programs to combat crime.
Right.
And it's like, send a social worker out to a domestic violence situation.
Yeah, we'll see how
And let
that
them
works,
try to
yeah.
talk their way. I mean, that's a dangerous situation for cops, and cops have guns. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's just none of it makes any sense at all, and people fall for it time and time again. I don't know, man. But as far as the grocery stores, I know, Justin, you had asked about that. He is, he's still advocating for it. He claims it's going to be, lower food prices and ensures access to food, and it's, of course, it's funded by taxes again.
Sure.
I mean, so everything is tax, but the fuck you do when you run out everybody out the city that's
Right.
paying these taxes? Then what do you have?
And what's going to be really interesting, all right, so we want to have government food, government grocery stores, right? So the local guy, the local small mom and pop that has a grocery store, and I'm not talking chains like Aldi or Winn-Dixie or whatever it might be, but just mom and pops that have been around, and we have them in our city here, that have been around for 30 or 40 years. And so their prices are probably going to go up, of course, because their taxes are going to go up. They're just going to say, you know what, screw it. So I can't wait to see the lines that they're going to have for all of this free government subsidized food. I can't wait to see it. So when people are waiting in lines, passing out in the heat and waiting in lines for 3 hours to get something, and by the time they get that, well, we're out, we'll be restocked in 3. It's going to, as sad as it is, it's going to be comical to watch because you get what the fuck you vote for.
And the lines are going to be long, buddy.
Absolutely.
And when they do pass out, they can utilize their free healthcare.
Healthcare. There you go. Justin's got it figured out.
Yes.
I do. And
But-
Yes.
I assume they're going to have to raise the taxes even more because I don't know what percentage of New York taxes are paid by, the grocery buying, money spending process, but I assume it's a fair amount of it, which you'd be losing that if the groceries are
Sales
paid for
tax.
by
Yeah.
taxes.
Sales
and,
tax,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right. Which is why he's talking about going up on anybody that's making any type of money, because
What,
that's
you're
the
gonna
only
tax
way
them
you're going to
fucking
pay for it.
70%?
He's going to do what he
Yeah.
claim. I mean, he's going to do what he's got to do. Apparently, now will it ever pass or will he get it done? I don't know.
That's true.
I mean, it all
Dude, there's
sounds
got to
great
be
to
lead in the
bums.
water out there, right?
It's got to be, because I mean, he's talking about universal child care, fare free public buses, which
Yes.
that alone they're talking, $600 million to $1 billion that would cost annually.
Right. Yes.
Well, that's got to come from somewhere, It's
that utopia is going to be awesome. You can take a free bus and drop your kid off at free childcare.
Yeah.
Then you can go stand in the government grocery store line, and then if something happens to you while all of that's happened, then you can get free health care.
Free
And then
healthcare now.
after you get
Social
out of the,
worker if somebody
yeah,
tries
and then
to rob
after
you.
that, you can take the free transportation to go pick up your kid from the free childcare back to your house. Dude, it's going to be beautiful. I don't even know why we're debating this, dude.
it
I don't know
does
why
sound
we
good.
we need that
Why-
all over the country. Yes.
I wonder
Why are
if
we
you can
not
take
there?
the free transportation to like do Uber Eats for work, right?
Oh,
Uber
they
Eats is going to be
deliver.
free too. It's going to be free too.
Yeah.
There's no delivery fee no more.
I like
Well,
it.
you can take that to your new job where you'll be making $30 an hour minimum wage. But who the hell's going to go to
Taxes.
work if everything's free?
And then
why
after
go to work?
taxes, you're going to probably make negative $4 an hour.
Yeah, but that's one of the things this idiot was talking about. I mean, it's $15 an hour right now. So he's talking $30 an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know what a loaf of bread is going to cost?
Yeah.
If a store has to pay somebody $30 an hour, which according to him, the food's going to, like, how are you going to keep the cost down and pay all these people this kind of money?
Yeah, and then the places they're working, assuming, if you work at a grocery store, you work at a fast food joint or something, their business is going to slow down,
Of course.
Yeah.
So now your job has no customers and, oh, man.
I'll take a number one, no lettuce, no tomato with a Dr. Pepper. Sure, is that all? Yes. Can you drive around to the first window? Yes, that'll be $42.50.
Yeah,
that's the kind of shit it's going to be. Yeah,
that's all it leads to, man. And and on top, I mean, after all of that, then he's like, of course, how soft he is on crime. I mean, getting rid of prisons was some fantasy of his.
Yeah, right.
And now of course he's backing down a little bit on that. I don't know what his deal is now. Like I said, he's starting to backtrack on a few things, and I don't know if that's because he realized he went a little too far with those statements. So in order to
they
get
always
the people that
do, bro.
Well, I think in order to get the people that were on the fence when it came to voting last night, he had to kind of push back a little bit on that. Well, I didn't really mean get rid of, and it's like, well, that's what you said. So, so I don't know, man. It's climate policy that's essential to social justice too, according to him. I don't know what the fuck climate has to do with social justice, but somehow he mixed that in. So I'm sure they'll need a ton of money for that too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude. Yeah,
I guess climate is
intertwined.
racist. So, but I don't know. It's nuts, man. I guess there's enough people in New York that fall for the shit, and all the people that wouldn't have already left. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy, man.
And there'll be a lot of people stuck, brother. Can't get out. It's going to be sad.
That is true. People that didn't vote for it but can't afford to leave, man, they're stuck in that shit.
Look at California. I'm sure they have their share.
Ton of people, yeah, because a lot of people just like the easy answer is just move, but that's not always feasible for everybody. Sometimes your career is tied to these places. So, you've got a mortgage, you've got bills, you've got children, you got the normal shit going on like everybody else does in their life, that it's hard to just pack up on, let's just move. It doesn't always work like that. So, I mean, I know that's an easy thing for people to shout out sometimes, but it's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah. Let's just move.
Hit Gordon's right there, 5384, 843.
Gordon?
What's this? Yeah, hit him real quick. Treasonous, lying, fascist, Republican. Explain yourself. Why? How? Come on.
He can't. He just learned new words today.
Exactly. That's probably AI.
I'm going to use all of these words I just learned in one sentence.
All the words in the crossword puzzle.
Fucking idiot.
Man. John said he lived in Louisiana for 6 years and loved it.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right.
It's all right.
But look, for anybody fleeing New York, it fucking sucks over here.
Oh, yeah.
It's nothing but mosquitoes and humidity and alligators.
It's an oven all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you ever seen the movie The Water Boy, we're all that stupid. So you don't want to come down here. So
yes,
exactly. Go west or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and if you don't think your cousin's kind of hot, you can't even live here. So
exactly. So you don't want to live in Louisiana. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, we want to welcome y'all. Thank y'all for joining. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit it now. That is an order.
Yes.
We do appreciate y'all checking us out. This is what we do every week. We go live. We talk with whoever's in the comments. Talk about all the nonsense going on in the world, and there is a lot of it right now. I think we talked about a man's skin peeling off in the shower. That's how hot the water is. Socialism sucks, but a lot of people fall for it. And people are kind of having enough about these, with these men going into these locker rooms with these females, man. I've seen Gold's Gym. Is that still
a thing?
Yeah, apparently Gold's Gym's getting blasted right now because they the lady who complained, they canceled her membership. And she had it on video. I mean, she's sitting there calling the dude out for being in there. And it's another one that, there's nothing womanly about him except for the fact that he's wearing a tight shirt, with some yoga pants. But other than that, full-fledged man, just one of these freaks. I'm so tired of seeing it. You know, and I'm tired of having people just having to be quiet and act like it's just normal, and we just have to accept that these mentally ill people, you know, need to be catered to. It's disgusting, man. If you've got a wife, a daughter, a sister, I mean, it should not sit well with you at all.
No.
You know, and it's not to say every trans person that goes in there has ill intentions, but it's not 0% of them. So why risk it at all when you can easily stop it? If you have a dick, you don't belong in here. It's that simple. I'd put a sign like that in my business. If you don't like it, don't come in my business.
No dick. Yeah. It's easy. Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah. And if you don't like it, don't come in my fucking business. It's that simple. You know, and if Gold's Gym or any of these gyms that you see all this shit going down in, if any of them would come out and actually stand their ground on that shit and scream it from the mountaintops that we don't allow that shit, I guarantee you their memberships would double just from people supporting them. Because there's so many people that support that in this country and don't support the nonsense going on with that movement. They just can't say it, though. They're afraid to come out and say it, but they're not afraid to spend their money with a business that's not afraid to say it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You see it all the time. It's all it takes is a business to be brave enough, and then boom, all of a sudden, you know, they're exploding. It's kind of like the Sydney Sweeney shit, how that backfired because the woke, you know, decided that, you know, they were going to boycott them and cancel them because of the whole she's got good genes thing. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, fuck you. We're selling more jeans than we ever have. So go fuck yourself. You know, I mean,
exactly right.
It's kind of what you got to do. But that's a little different situation because to me, this is actually a safety situation because you have perverts
without a doubt
going into locker rooms with women and it's being allowed. I don't understand that, man. I don't know why anybody would agree with that. I'm so fucking sick and tired of seeing it and people just afraid to speak out against it, you know? Fuck them people. They need to stay their little fucking freaky asses out of there. There's no reason for that. It's not, women aren't comfortable with that. Sometimes they're small. There was a story, there's a 15-year-old girl in one of the Gold's Gyms. She's sitting there, you know, watching this dude take his towel off with his shit flapping all over the place. She tells her mom, and her mom goes and tells the staff or whatever, and they just, well, I'm sorry, that's policy. That's their response. 15-year-old girl. Like, why should she have to look at a grown-ass man butt naked? You know?
Exactly.
It's
exactly right.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's my that's me venting about that, but
I like it.
Anyway, that was that was in the news, and it's every time.
Well, look, man, I wanted to tell you, Teddy, man, at 8:48, he wants to know why you're obsessed with trans women.
I'm obsessed with trans people going into women's locker room because I think it's fucking disgusting, and I don't think women should have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't think they should have to deal with these sexually perverse, you know, people, because that's all this is. Let's not get it twisted. You know, it's a sexual fantasy thing where they dress up in these tight clothes, put on some lipstick, and they go play out these fantasies in public because they're allowed to do it now. Right. You know what I mean? And I don't mean they shouldn't be allowed to walk the streets, but they should not be allowed to go in women's dressing rooms. That's all there is to it. Women's bathrooms. No, it's off limits. You know? Right. You want to walk around the streets and go in Walmart looking like a fucking clown with makeup all over your face and a beard. Hey, be my guest. But you don't belong in the bathroom with my daughter. That's all there is to it.
Exactly right. Yeah, let a straight male do that and see what happens.
Yeah. Let me just.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know. I mean, fuck, today it's. I mean, I don't know what do you say, but I identify as a woman. I mean, what can they do to you? You know?
Say, it's ma'am.
It's ma'am. That's the OG, man. He kicked it off with that one.
He did, man.
It's ma'am.
Jesus, dude.
What else is happening?
Apparently, Trump caused a plane crash yesterday.
Was he the one who did that?
That's what I've heard. I've seen on social media.
No,
really?
I'm thinking
Trump's fault.
I'm thinking, what DEI hire was flying that plane? You know?
Have they said the engine like fell off? Like there was a picture circulating that was allegedly the engine of I think it was the left engine of the airplane sitting on the runway.
Ah, okay.
So that might do it. I had to assume.
I was going to ask
would
you
think
if they
that would
had
do
any reasons on why, because that's the one with the video. The trucker was filming.
Yeah,
Where
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the one.
Yeah, me and Brad were talking about that earlier, man. That was a hell of an explosion, man.
It really was. Well, I
I
think
was
it
like,
hit like a
damn.
fuel storage place or
Okay.
some shit like that.
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I mean, the plane was loaded down. It was flying from, what was it, Kentucky to Hawaii.
Yeah, so it was.
So it had a ton of
definitely-
fuel, and then it hit a fuel storage place. And yeah, I think it's 7
Wow.
deaths so far.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Damn.
It was probably a woman airplane mechanic working on it or something.
Damn women.
Trying to hit it with her purse. She didn't
These
tighten the
damn
bolt.
women. First they fucking ruin every vote, you know. Anytime something important's up, and we allow them to vote, they ruin that. No, I seen speaking of voting, Texas is doing it right, man. Their little proposition passed where it prohibits non-citizens from voting, which should be a case all over
That
the
should
country.
be a given.
It's crazy, huh?
Like it
Crazy
shouldn't even
that
need to
you
be a
got to
law.
vote. Exactly. It should just be understood. You know, I mean, it is around this motherfucker. You go anywhere and vote in this area where we're at. I mean, they want to see your ID, and you know, you got to have it better match what they have on the paper as far as your address and everything. Like they don't play over here with that.
So you
shit.
can't use a no-name ID here?
No, it can't just say no name. Is that what it's? No name given. That was his name.
Goddamn
No name.
Nazism.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it should be a given, but apparently they had to vote on it in Texas, and it did pass. Man, people are like, nah, y'all ain't flooding over this border and then voting and turning, you know, Texas into fucking Cali. It ain't happening.
Yeah, they got enough of their own problems already, Texas, man.
Yeah,
You know?
but I don't know, man. I guess the biggest, you know, takeaway from last night with them votes is that, you know, just Trump voters, man, they're just not out there. I guess with, you know,
I
nothing
didn't even know
exciting
there
on
was
the
a vote
ballot.
happening.
Well, that's what I mean. A lot of this shit,
Did
it's
anything
not.
get voted for here?
No,
Okay.
it was just, you know, different things around the country. But
Well, that would make
people
sense, but I
don't
didn't
really
know
get
about it.
caught up in. Most people don't get caught up in that shit. It's all about the presidential race to them. That's when you
Yeah.
start seeing the votes come. You know, just in masses, people are coming. You know, to
Yeah.
do it. But when it comes to this stuff, man, you could see it. There wasn't a big turnout, even amongst, like, you know, just males in general. You know, it was all white liberal women over there in New York. It's you know, it doesn't get people fired up as much as that presidential race, but you know,
Yeah.
I mean, the mayor races and governor races. I mean, that's the ones they say you really need to pay attention to in your local areas.
really
You know,
is.
we all concentrate on the big dog. You know, who's the president. When you know all that shit starts to seep into your community, it starts small. You know, it starts from your school board on up. You know, letting that shit just slip into your community. Next thing you know, it's a totally different community than what you know wanted it to be. And
Yeah.
it comes, you know, if you're not paying attention. I'm guilty of it here, man. Every time there's something going on in my area being voted on, my wife's got to remind me. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I'm too busy watching national politics. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I forget.
anyway.
But it's always like in the middle of a fucking work day. Like,
Yeah.
I got money to make, man.
See, that's what I mean. It's not that important to a lot of people.
Right.
It's
But
not more important than my bills.
no, it ain't. It ain't.
Move
I
to New
guess.
York, dude.
Move to New York.
I think
Won't
I
have to worry
saw
about bills.
another one of those monkeys was found shot in the woods.
Was it shot? Because I
think
read
it
it
was
as it was dead. I didn't know how it died.
Yeah, I was told
Yeah.
it was shot.
The fuck do monkeys eat though? Like, is there anything for them to eat around here?
I don't know. I think like oranges and like fucking papayas.
That's
and
what I was
shit,
wondering.
right?
Like, if they're out in the wilderness over here in Louisiana, which I mean they're in Mississippi, but we're damn near the same.
Right.
You know, like what is there for monkeys to eat? I don't even know. What,
chewing on
Deer
pine
corn.
cones.
yeah, I
Deer
guess they
corn.
could. I guess they'll eat anything. Fuck, some of them will eat each
probably,
other. You know,
Yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
they're
know.
bottom
It's hunting
feeders.
season, brother. They'll be eating deer corn and pellets and whatever, protein and whatever they got that the deer hunters are putting out, I'm sure, you know,
Yeah,
So there's still one on the loose.
one more monkey.
as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Non-infected
talking about
monkey.
that. Yeah, we were talking about that, Shane, off air yesterday about you would think when they transport those kind of specimens or monkeys, let's say, you would think they would be chipped or they would have some type of GPS put on them, right? Just in case of a situation like that, this happened, you know, that, hey, well, we can track these down where they're at, you know?
That wouldn't make any sense.
No, well, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah,
you know what
like
I'm
you
saying.
say, especially when they're transporting them. If nothing
Yes.
else, I mean,
Yes.
I'm with you. I don't know why they wouldn't have trackers on these things if they're what they say they are. Which, for one, they're not friendly to humans at all. Which I don't blame them after what they go through at them testing centers. But also, the claims of the type of viruses or whatever else they were carrying, which they came out later and denied, but I don't believe that shit. I don't believe they were, I believe they injecting monkeys with shit all day, every day over there. So they probably had something. So for that reason too, like, you don't want that out in the public. I mean, the lawsuit, if this last monkey fucking attacks somebody,
That's what I said the day they escaped. I'm like, shit, I want to go get attacked.
I mean, I think personally, I believe they're probably so afraid of humans that they're not going to get close enough to attack one. You would have to somehow get up on them. I just think that what they go through at that two-lane primate center, they are not trying to be close to a human.
Yeah, is that the same place that had chimps escape a while
yeah.
back?
Oh yeah, it's
same
place. It's over the years. Yeah, they
so why can't they keep their monkeys in line?
Man, just human error. I mean, this one was, of course, an accident, a crash, but the other ones was probably somebody not locking a cage correctly. People just get complacent at their jobs, and it probably nowadays, I'm surprised it don't happen more. They scroll in X or fucking TikTok and forget to lock
Listen
the
to
monkey
us or
cage.
some shit, dude. Yeah, you just never know, man.
You never know. But
Teddy, why you say I'm from the Northeast, man?
Where's
855.
Teddy Pendergrass. I don't see Teddy. Where's Teddy at? Teddy O in the comments.
855.
Teddy.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't even. Oh. Wait, is Brad from the Northeast?
East. Yeah. Why would he say that?
Brad, tell him.
But hey, I want to hit on John, man. What you heading up to Purvis, Mississippi, man? You hunting or something? You got 20 acres up there, huh? Go ahead, dude.
John, right there, Purvis, Mississippi. Go get that monkey, dude.
Go get him.
That fucking monkey while you're going through there.
I hunt up in Brookhaven, my brother. So.
Yeah. Somebody's a socialist. I doubt it. I don't believe it. I don't believe they exist.
No, they don't, dude. No. It's all just a facade, dude.
No.
Oh, dang.
Oh, you have a Boston thing in the back of your throat. Yeah, there you go. No. Born and raised down here, my brother.
Well. So, anyway, one monkey on the loose still.
Yes.
Let's see what else has been going on. This nutty ass. Well, man, everything's been about that fucking New York, race over there, man. That election, it was just crazy. Every time I'd scroll X the last few days, man, and look,
yeah,
I know that the socialist shit and the communist shit that he talks, I mean, it all sounds like scary to people that don't want that. I personally don't believe he's going to get half of it done. I think it's just all good talking points. I just don't see him being able to really get a lot of that nonsense pushed through. I mean, it's just not going to work, for one. I mean, it's impossible.
Well, you say that, but I guess it depends on the city council makeup too. Because if they're thinking like he's thinking, then God, anything is possible in that city.
I guess my point is, do you really believe that they believe that shit can work, or do you think they use that to get into power?
No, I believe in their mind, in their demented fucking mind, that they think that this is the way to go. I mean, you got people like AOC and Bernie Sanders that are out here backing these people, and those are nothing but devout socialists anyway. Not even socialists. Let me take that back. I'm just going to say communist out there.
Right.
And I do believe in my heart that they believe that that is the way to go. Like I told you earlier, we have to basically kill democracy to rebuild democracy, and the Democrats are perfect at that. All of the problems in the world that are caused by them, but they always have the fix for it.
Yeah, the only reason I question their beliefs, how true they really are, is because a lot of them that preach that are wealthy, and they're not out there giving their money away. You know what I mean? So it makes me wonder, like, do they really believe this shit, or do they know idiots are going to follow them and vote for them because it all sounds great? But like when you mention AOC, it's not like the bitch is out there giving away 80% of her salary. If you really believe in communism, socialism, hey, then give up what you have, because that's what you're asking everybody else to do. But you don't see them doing that. So that's the only reason I question how authentic they really are when they start pushing that shit. I mean, I do believe there's some crazy people that believe that, I just don't know how much a lot of these politicians really believe it. I think it's a good rally cry. It gets the dummies of the nations fired up, because
Sure.
they want to believe there's this utopia we're all going to live in. We're all going to live in harmony. Shit's going to be free, and we're not going to have any more concerns. So it sounds great, but do they
Where'd your
really
video
believe
go?
that shit? Mine?
Where's your video?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going incognito.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as you can hear me, we're good.
I thought you put
Absolutely.
on camouflage.
No,
That's what it
I'm
looks like.
back. I'm back, Mom. Damn it! Hold on,
Ah.
y'all.
Picking his nose.
Yeah, I'm picking my ass. Y'all keep it going. I'm taking a technical
Brad,
difficulty
you think
break.
this AI shit's gonna be a bubble like .com bubble and whatnot? You think it's gonna crash?
It's going to take some time. I don't think it's been 100% perfected yet. I mean, you can kind of depict on stuff that's real and not real, but AI is going to disrupt the whole world. It's not just us in this country. It's going to disrupt the whole world. And Shane and I talked about this off air earlier today, that it is going to replace so many jobs if it's coding, computer programming. I mean, you can already see it in some of your fast foods with kiosk. No, I don't think it's going anywhere. If anything, it's getting more powerful than it is.
I was thinking more along the lines of like say the Nvidia stock, right, is booming because of AI, and
Right.
there's a few different AI stocks, and I've been hearing a lot about basically it's a bubble that it's gonna pop, sooner than later, and a lot of stocks and the market's gonna crash because of it.
Yeah, and I think what you're going to see is coming, in the whole economy. Everything is just so overinflated, from the stock market to
Yep.
real estate to, I mean, you can look at our debt in this country, man. You can look at just inflation. And, look, I voted for Trump, but I still think inflation is too high. Personally, I think we're in some form of a recession. Biden wouldn't say it. Trump hasn't come out and said it. I do believe we're in some form of a recession in this country. People, and I'm in the customer service business. I'm a contractor, and I see it. People are not spending money unless they have to.
Right.
Down here anyway. But do I think it's going to crash? Yes. And I say crash. That's really a harsh term. Do I think there's a major correction coming? Dude, absolutely. I've been saying it for years that it's going to correct. It's not going to be good for a lot of people. When you look at statistics, we're running over $1 trillion in credit card debt. It's just, housing markets at its peak. We've got people out there that might not ever be able to afford a house with the interest rates and the prices of real estate. And is it going to correct? Absolutely. There's going to be a major correction. A lot of people are going to be left out, not only just with the financials and not only without the financial end of of things, but with the AI. Like I said, Shane and I were talking about this, and the jobs that are just going to go to the wayside, that are out there now, that you can already look at. Nestle, 16,000 people. Amazon's going to be laying off a bunch of people. It's going to be automated.
I don't even think people can fathom how.
Absolutely
fuck
not.
this camera shit. Hold on.
Well, and even to simpler jobs like I think it's a Taco Bell up the road from me. Their order, when you pull up to the window, like when you pull up to the speaker, it's an AI that talks back to you. And
we were talking about that today, and it's like, and I went, I don't know, 2 weeks ago I went over there, and I'm like, this AI voice, so pleasant, so nice, and I'm like, I know that's not that MFer in that window up there. There's just no way. That's just not happening.
You'd rather talk to the AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather deal with the AI. And I even go further, because I was telling Shane today, I called a company out of Mississippi looking for a motor for a spreader for some seeds for our food plot for deer hunting, and it's all AI generated. And basically, instead of getting a customer service lady or a guy that says, well, I don't know, let me call you, what do you need? tell me the part number. And guess what? Straight up within 7 minutes, I had my answer. It was like, no, that part is no longer available. It's like, okay, well, I can trash this thing,
Thanks,
so
AI.
it is. It's exactly. It's changing. The world is changing, man, and it's not going to be good. I promise you. And I say not good. It's not going to be good. It's going to be good for some people. It's not going to be good for a lot of people. You're going to have to find different industries to get into. It's forever changing. It really is.
If I can keep my camera working tonight, I'll join in on the conversation. But
yeah.
no, I was saying I don't think people can even fathom how many jobs are at risk with this AI. Now, there's nothing you could do about it. It's here. It's a part of life. It's just something new that we have to deal with in this world now. It's going to be a new way of life that people are going to have to get used to. But man, it's like I'm trying to think of the list, and I'm like, all right, well, there's a ton in the medical field. It could be accounting work. I mean, it's just anything that people are doing shit on computers. I mean, it's done.
Coding.
Because as soon as these companies can pay a little bit to get a program to do something, opposed to providing you with health care and retirement and whatever other benefits come with a job, you're gone. Your ass is gone. So you better learn how to do something with your fucking hands.
It's even going to go as far as you and I talked about, Shane, truck drivers. Look, and I mean, I love truck drivers. They're the ones that supply everything in this country. Eventually, I'm not saying next year or 5 years, could be 10 years, 15 years. I'm not great at depicting times, but there will be autonomous trucks, and it's just going to be that we don't need truck drivers, I mean, it's coming, So, our world is changing, and I don't know if we'll see it everything enacted in my lifetime. I don't know. I'm on the downhill of everything.
It really gets scary, which I think I touched on a little bit with you the other day, Brad, but it really gets scary when you sit and listen to Elon talk about the possibilities with this AI shit and how dangerous of a game it is for it to be biased against anything, really, because its mission, will be to basically take out what it thinks is wrong. So if it's programmed to believe a certain mindset or a certain political belief or something is wrong, well, it doesn't have any morals. So how drastic of a measure does it take to stop what it thinks is wrong? I mean, what's to say it launches a fucking nuclear fucking weapon? I mean, there's no telling how bad this can get, because like I said, a lot of this shit that's being created, it's being programmed with a bias. I mean, it's clear to see when a Chat GPT or Google, the Gemini or whatever it is. I mean, when you go ask it certain questions, it'll give you fucking just wrong answers, or it won't give you an answer at all because it doesn't want to tell you the truth, because it's not, the truth may not be, what the left or wokeness wants you to hear. So you're already seeing evidence of shit like that going on because it's programmed to think that way, you know? And so it's like he was saying, if it's programmed to believe that misgendering somebody is worse than a nuclear holocaust, well, then it's going to do what it has to do to make sure you can't misgender people. So does that mean taking out the human race? That way there's no misgendering going on? And that may be going a little too far and a little too deep with it, but that's what his mind goes to, is the danger behind this AI. Some Terminator type shit, You're
talking Terminator shit.
Yeah, and I started listening to that like, God,
laser
damn,
beams
and look,
on their heads.
He's in the mix. I mean, he's behind the scenes with this shit. I mean,
absolutely.
Call him what you want, or don't like him because of his political leanings, whatever. That man is a fucking genius when it comes to this shit, and he sees the negative potential of AI, although he's right in the middle of this shit, because like he says, it's here. There's no getting away from it. So you better learn how to adapt,
Exactly right.
Did you see AI here, right? The AI robot that they are developing to do your house chores?
I mean, I guess I'll take one.
It'll do the dishes. It'll do the laundry.
No, I've seen that.
Wash the dog.
And that they're like honestly, when we're joking around, that's going to be a norm in the future. You're going to have these little fucking robots running around cleaning house, and it's just, it's kind of like John's saying here. I mean, once it becomes self-aware and it's programmed to believe that humans are destroying the earth because of climate change, Well, what the fuck you think it's going to do to humans?
You gotta take the good with the bad, dude.
Because the way the left explains it, climate change is the biggest threat to humanity.
Absolutely.
It's going to or to the earth. They're going to destroy the earth. So therefore, AI is like, wait a second, now I have to stop this. So what does it do? Well,
I'm bringing my AI bot to the casino with me, and
okay.
we're
gonna teach
play...
it to count cards.
Yes.
They're not letting the AI bot in the casino. I promise you.
How?
Did you see that one whistling diesel bought just to destroy
my transhuman sister? No, I didn't.
Well, it was one I seen you had to control with a remote, but it looks so fucking freaky when you don't see the person with the remote controlling it. You know what I mean? You're just this little fucking humanoid walking around like, what the fuck? And I mean, you know how that idiot is. He spends $30,000 just to destroy shit and make $1 million on the video. But it was pretty cool watching this thing. But I'm thinking, how long before it doesn't need a remote? Which they probably already have.
Yeah, like I said, they have videos of that chore AI bot, like it's as tall as a human, and they've got videos of it doing the dishes and shit. They're still working on it because it fucking freaks out here and there. But it's gonna be like come home from work, it's gonna be like that video with them Chinese dudes fucking with that robot, and it started swinging at him.
Fucking nuts,
fucking AI bot's gonna think you're an intruder.
John's got a good idea. He wants one to change his brake pads.
Dude, I'm telling you,
I think they're going to be very useful once everybody can start affording them and they're in their house. But
would you finance one if it was like perfected where you could just?
Hell yeah, I want one. I mean, it's here. I'm not afraid of that. Like to jump in on this shit. I'm just saying that the potential of this stuff isn't always good. But like I say, it's here. So fuck it. I want to have fun. At one time, I think I said it earlier today before we got on, but there was one point that the internet didn't exist and everybody saw that as, oh my God, like this is just going to ruin the fuck. But it's like, it's here to stay. So you better learn how to fucking use it. And we've all adapted,
Went a little brain dead, but
I think that's what AI will be. I just think it's going to put a lot of people out of work, but so did the internet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The internet did the same thing. I mean, it put certain industries out.
Second level of dumbing down the human population, because I feel like the internet did a lot of it, like just smooth braining some motherfuckers, and AI's coming, and that'll be like the next jump into just fucking drooling brain deadness.
No, it's no doubt, because it's already they're doing studies already showing that people, I want to say getting dumber, but I just think we're getting lazier because we don't have to mentally work as hard when you got AI at your fingertips. And it's like,
everything is at your
I'm
fingertips.
trying to figure something out. Let me ask AI instead of using your brain to really figure it out. So I guess you're still learning in a sense, but you're not really exercising your brain as much, you know, and according to what the scientists say, that could, have a effect on you later on in life. But I don't know. Like I said, what are you going to do about it? I mean, I'm guilty of it.
We talk about the AI as a program being a threat to jobs, but I wonder how big of a threat like stuff like these AI robot, like humanoid fucking things, like will be to jobs. You know what I mean? Like as far as flipping burgers and shit, like the physical parts of jobs.
Oh yeah. I think it'll come eventually. It'll be in the form of just robots that are programmed to do certain things. You know what I mean?
Kind of like this specific robot that it's trained to do laundry and dishes.
Exactly. But I don't think it'll
be
be so much of like AI in the sense that we're talking about, where it can. It's just all knowing type shit. You know what I mean? I think it's like
no.
I think it's going to be like where nowadays, if you go into a car manufacturer, they have robot basically arms that are spray painting the vehicles, but that's all they do. They have no mind of their own, so to say. There's no progressing from where they're at. They're just simply, it's a program that makes the arm move a certain way, and that's it. So I think that's what you're going to get in fast food and grocery stores eventually. Their job's going to be stock this item on this shelf, and that's it. Or like you say, flip them patties, and that's going to be your job as this little fucking robot arm. I see all that coming for sure. I mean, why wouldn't it? I think
when it turns into iRobot, I call being Will Smith. So
I want RoboCop. That's what we need running around, a bunch of fucking RoboCops.
That'd be cool.
That's going to be awesome until they decide.
I never saw that movie.
Yeah.
I've seen the guy, but
he's a bad mother.
But do I think things are changing in this country? Yes, quicker than you can even imagine. I do.
Well.
And back to your question, Justin, about is there going to be a bubble in the AI? Of course. I think it's just going to be like the .com bubble, real estate markets. Yes, I do think eventually things are going to probably crash. And I say crash, but it's going to be a major correction. That's what's coming, dude. So
yeah.
That's just my analysis on it.
Sooner than
later? As everything does. Sooner than later. Yes, I think it's going to be sooner than later. Yes. I don't know a time frame.
So what do we do? Panic?
So what do we do? No, fuck, I'm not panicking. I don't really give a shit, dude, to be honest with you. I don't really care.
Come on, we got to cause panic, man. That's what gets news going, you know?
I don't really care. It's going to be all right. Well, all money will be computed, right, Matt? Yes, I agree with you. It will be, in other terms, it will all be digital. There will be no more paper. Yeah, that's coming, you know?
And we talk about that a lot. I think we're damn near 90% there anyway. You know, I'm not saying I want it to keep going, but I think it's inevitable. No. And if you think about it, everybody's living off of a damn debit card and credit card as it is. Exactly. You know, I mean, most people aren't carrying cash around nowadays. So we're damn near all digital now. It's just we still have the option to use cash, which the government hates. Yes. But I think eventually they're going to find a way to phase that out. You know, that way they don't miss a penny in taxes, because that's what it's all about. But besides the control factor of being able to just cut your fucking funds off when they want to, but it's also about we don't want any under the table type deals going on where you're on Marketplace on Facebook buying a used lawnmower for $200 cash and not paying us taxes on shit, or the person receiving the money's not claiming that $200 as income. You know, they don't want that shit. They want to keep track of all of it, from the guy sitting on the corner selling fruit, you know what I mean, to what I just described going on in Marketplace. I mean, every penny moving in this country, they want their piece of it. And I think it's, you know, that's a major reason behind the push. And I think another one is control.
It's control, and then social credit scores.
Yes.
What you can and what you can't have. Absolutely right.
Yeah, say something stupid on this show. You know, we go live, we say something fucking stupid, the wrong person hears it. Next thing you know, our fucking money, we can't use our card no more because we done pissed somebody off. You know, we shit on the government or something. And maybe it's some people say that's, you know, a stretch, but it's already being implemented in some places. I mean, they're throwing people in jail. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you know, not thinking that it could go there is the problem. That's how you get there. Yeah. You know, people not believing it could get that bad, and they just you're just Canada. Crazy. Yeah.
Look to our people to the north, man. Did it. I know we have some that listen to us, dude, and look to the people of the north, man, in Canada, dude. They're about done with gun rights over there. And yeah, they are implementing all of this is it the digital ID is coming, dude?
Well, think about what they did to those truck drivers during the COVID lockdown.
Dude, I forgot all about that.
They froze their fucking bank accounts, and anybody who donated money to them, they were freezing their bank accounts. So that's the type of control you give to these assholes when they have just everything digital. You know, and that's the problem with that. Like I said, some people look at it like, what's the big deal? We just have to use our debit card all the time. Well, the big deal is try to protest the government, and they have total access of every dime you have. And the way they can control you is easy. Lock that motherfucker up and you will comply because you need your funds.
I benefit by living paycheck to paycheck.
See,
so
that's
there ain't
my
shit
thing.
to freeze.
Yeah, if you don't have no money, they can't take it.
Freeze that, bitch. You know?
It's true. But it's all changing in front of our eyes. We're living in the greatest moment in history right now. I do believe that. And people from the past would say they lived in the greatest moment. And no, but I think we're living in the greatest revolution ever when we sit back and talk about what's changing, you know? And I think, like, you and I, Shane, the Generation X's, we have seen the past, and a lot like Justin probably hasn't seen a lot, maybe heard of what we had when we were kids. And I think it's changing to the point that it's going to be, for you and me, we're getting older, it's going to be unrecognizable probably in 20 years. It's going to be like, God damn, boy, look at, you know, just as other people thought, you know, back in the teens and the 20s, how it's changed, you know. So, but it's changing.
That's what I mean. Everybody gets so panicked and freaked out by change. You know, and things are going to continue to change in this world. It's just what it is.
Yep.
You know, things progress.
And I'm not
we come up with
afraid
new-
of change. I am not
Right.
afraid of change. Just Obama's change. I don't like his change. But
No,
just
yeah, that was a
I'm
bad
not,
change.
That was a bad change.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of change. I'm afraid of control. I'm afraid
Yes.
of manipulation. I'm
Yeah.
afraid of the censorship that your
Sure.
government can come down on you and totally control you. That's what I'm afraid of. And
It's true,
just,
and that's why it matters when it comes to the voting and putting people in there that
Absolutely.
you know won't allow
And-
that. You know,
and younger generations now will just adapt. It'll be people like you and me and our parents. We're the ones that are really probably going to deal with it harder than like my grandkids. They'll just adapt and this is the way
Sure.
it is.
Well, it's
just,
all they're going to know. You know,
It's all they're going to
That's-
know. Exactly
yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right.
And you know, like it'd be like you said, if anything crazy like that happens in our lifetime, well, we live long enough without that shit that we really look at it like, holy shit, like this isn't good.
Yes.
You know, but
Yes.
yeah, I'm with you. This new generation coming up and the newer ones coming, they're not going to know any different if it goes to
They're
that.
not-
So
no,
it'll just
exactly.
be what it is. But I don't know, man. Hopefully we're a long ways away from anything like, you know, that happening as far as this digital currency and then the government, you know, having that sort of control. I mean, I think if they
Yes.
could, they would take it overnight. I just don't think they're there yet. You know,
No.
it seems like they're
They're
inching
not there
closer
yet.
and closer. I think they're smart enough to know that it can't just be an overnight change. You know, so it's
can't
little
do that,
subtle
no.
things here and there. It's kind of like, you know, with the Patriot Act that Obama signed. You know, it sounds great. Oh, the Patriot Act. Fuck yeah. Well, all that did was allow them to spy on anybody they fucking want to at any time.
I gotta
You know,
I gotta correct you there, buddy. That was George Bush to be.
I'm
honest
sorry.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
we
after
got
9/11,
corrected
right?
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was after 9/11. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole different.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm shitting
yeah,
on
and it's
Obama for no reason.
well, we
God
can shit
damn
on
it,
him
Obama.
too, you know.
We'll get to him in a minute. But either way, my point is they you know, they disguise things like that because everything is for your benefit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's how they sell shit in the government. You know, it's
Exactly.
for you. We're doing it for you. You know, we want to be able to listen to what terrorists are saying. It's like, well, yeah, at the same time, you can listen to what anybody, which, you know, I guess they could do it anyway, you know, but, you
Right.
know, now
Exactly.
you know, they look at it like, well, we've got the right to do it now. You know, we can
Right.
legally do it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. You just got to watch the freedoms that you give up, man. It's you
Yep.
know, it's
Because
crazy.
it's
let me
never
answer-
for
let me-
you when it comes
Let me
to the
answer
government.
Matt here. Let me answer Matt at 921. He says it's not going to go like that, B-Rad. We won't allow that. There's a small population that won't allow it, but there's a lot of population out there, out west, northeast, northwest. God, dude, I think they're such pansies. I think they're such paper hands, soy boy, latte drinking. Dude, they're going to conform to whatever is enacted upon them. People like us down here in the South, it's going to be a little bit tougher. It's going to be a little bit tougher for us to comply and give in to what we're talking about. But overall, the country, I don't have much faith in this country. I really don't. I think we're on the falling end of it. And when I say that, it's changing, and it is, and it's sad because we were once the most powerful country in the world. Not no more. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I mean, we can get the comments, whatever that people want to say. We've had a lot of problems here.
Are we like kind of planning a revolution right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You heard it's yeah. And I'm not a rebel rouser, man. I'm not poking the bear, but I just think
No.
that what you're going to see coming in this country is just going to be like no other. And we're such a young country too, and you know,
Oh, yeah.
to fall and to fail like we are, and it's all going to be, we're going to fall from within. I'm not worried about anybody attacking us, you know, and trying to take us from some other country. We're going to be just like Rome, man. We're going to fall from within, you know, all these liberal ass policies, all the giving and spending. It's just, it's not going to be good in the long run. I promise you. Yeah. Anyway, that's
Well-
my rant for the day.
No,
Okay.
it's hard to convince a lot of people of that. You know, I've seen you know, one of those. I don't know if it was Gavin Newsom. One of them were up there saying that, you know, last night shows that people are just ready for the democratic movement because they realize that we care about the people or some bullshit like that. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, who's falling for that? you know,
Right.
and I read the comments, and of course, there's a lot of people shitting on him, but there's a lot of people praising him for that.
Oh,
And
dude,
I'm thinking,
it's incredible.
do you really think that they care about anybody but themselves?
Ask
you know?
Venezuela
Not
how
even a
that
little
worked
bit.
out for him. You know,
Yeah.
ask Venezuela how that worked out for him. And I'm not talking about Maduro. I'm talking about go all the way back to Hugo Chavez and see how that worked out for him. One of the most powerful countries in South America now are eating themselves to frickin' survive, you know.
And you know, that's the history of North Korea. You know, they convinced everybody to give up their farmland and we'll give you the food. And of course, now, you know, they give them the food, but I mean, just what they want to give them, you know, which is
Rations.
barely enough to survive on, you know. But they convinced everybody decades ago to give it up. Just give up your land to the government, and we're going to take care of you. And look where they're at now. So they were saying the same shit that you hear basically going on now with a lot of these people pushing this socialism and all. Is that they're polite about it in the beginning. They try to sell it as this amazing thing, and we really care, and we're going to take care of you if you just go along with it, you know. And then next thing you know, once they have that power, now they got you right where they wanted you. You know, they're never going to show their true intentions because nobody would buy it. You know what I mean? If they sit there and say, hey, we want to take your land because then we're going to basically make you starve to death. Well, who the fuck's going to give up their land?
Exactly right.
You got to convince the people that we're doing something good, and the amount of people that fall for it, it amazes me. But I guess it goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the beginning. It's just the young, naive, you know, people that believe that shit, man.
Well, I mean, if you watch a North Korea funded video of North Korea, it looks
great.
Place.
It's amazing.
North
Korea funded.
Yeah. Well, it's like Matt said,
North
you know.
Korea.
It's like Matt said, we need to stop the softness. I 100% agree. And then he also said in another comment, I think we got to get tougher, Brad. You know, that the most of it. I agree 100%. And I think a lot of us are. And I'm not giving up. I'm not going to surrender my arms. You know, I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to comply. I'm not interested in none of that shit. I'm old, man. I don't really give a fuck about it. I believe in my beliefs in it. ATF is gay. So anyway, but yeah. But yeah, no, honestly, but I worry about most Americans that are out there that will just say, well, you know, maybe it is for the best. Just like they did with frickin' Obama. Maybe it is for the best. We'll end all the racial bullshit in this country if we vote the first black president in. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the shit that he spewed on his campaign. You know, we're going to lower health care. You want your doctor? Keep your doctor. We're going to save you $2,500 a year. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And, you know, it's just like what Mamdani up there is preaching. It's just a line of bullshit that never comes true. So, like, I was reading in the comments when Johnny said Obama? Yeah, he did everything. No, he didn't lower insurance costs. I can say that. But yeah, like Johnny said, the utopia is not going to be the way people think it is. And it's just that free. It never is. It doesn't matter. It's been tried and tested throughout society.
Is that what they're calling
throughout the world? Huh?
Is that what they're calling New York? Utopia? I've heard that like 8 times tonight.
Well, that's just what people.
Just a word. Yeah.
It's just what socialism sounds like on the surface.
Gotcha.
You know, it just sounds like this place where you want to be. I mean, fuck, who doesn't want to be? Like, we all have money, we all have food, we're all living in harmony. You know,
commune.
Right. Exactly. Everybody's working together, and it's just. It never happens that way because, for one, the people that are trying to sell it to you, all they're after is control. And once they have that control, like I mentioned earlier, it's on then. I mean,
ask the people how it worked out with Jim Jones, man. You know?
Yeah. Next thing you know, they got you drinking Kool-Aid and shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, you know, and Brad, you brought up the shit that Obama, you know, the ruckus that he caused with his administration, you know, on this country.
Absolutely.
And even after living through that, though, you still have a huge portion of the country that will defend Obama to their death. So
absolutely,
you know, it doesn't matter what these politicians do, man. You have people that are going to go to bat for them no matter what. You know, it amazes me because he's looked at by a lot of people as one of the greatest presidents ever. You know, ever. And look, you know, some people say that about Trump, and you know, they catch that flack too, that people are like, are you fucking crazy? So I guess I guess you're never going to get everybody on the same page, but we should all be on the same page when it comes to saying communism never works out. But we can't even agree with that. We just can't. There's always going to be people that are pushing that shit because they think, like you said earlier, that this time we're going to do it the right way. Exactly. You know what I mean? Well, and there is no such thing.
Because communism never works out yet.
It was never founded in this country for communism. We were based on capitalism. We were based on cheap energy, production, manufacturing, and that's what this country was built on. And they have destroyed it. These politicians have sent every freaking thing that we consume overseas. We manufacture nothing. We make nothing. And it's just, you can see where we're at. And I mean, it's 50 years later, and here's where we at. Now we're going to pay the price. We are going to pay the piper in some form of another.
I was watching a video earlier of someone who was out in Texas this evening jogging, and he was in a park and he ran into some people that were over there promoting communism. They had the books, they had the pamphlets, they had the little shit set up. Like they were really out there promoting it, like they were selling lemonade or something. But they stopped him, said, I guess they basically said, hey, would you like to hear, about whatever the fuck we're talking about? So, of course, he's a conservative radio show host. And they apparently didn't know who the fuck he was, so they stopped the wrong person. But he started recording it, and he was basically asking him, name one good thing that a communist has ever contributed to society. Name something. Right. Name anything they've done besides the AK-47. And these people, they couldn't name anything. Right. Nothing. Now they're out there selling some bullshit that they can't even sell to you by saying, hey, this is the good that communism has brought. So as soon as he catches them in that, all of a sudden now the claws come out. The name calling starts, and, the lady starts cussing at him, and he's just trying to get her the whole time to say, hey, just tell me something good that's ever came from communism since you're out here selling this bullshit, and they had no answer. It was interesting to watch because these people are out there promoting this shit. And look, it was young people. This girl looked like she might have been, first year college age, had no fucking clue what she was really out there pushing when you really get down to it and start asking questions. And that's the people that vote for people like Mamdani. You know what I mean? Right. That's the type of people.
Exactly right. Yes. And that's what we're up against. That's what we're up against in this country.
Ignorance.
Yes.
Ignorance. That's what we're up against, really. Ignorance. People total that, ignorance. They have no clue when you really press them on why do you believe this is best for the country? Why? And then it's like, okay, so you believe it's best. Well, communism has been tried, socialism, whatever you want to call it. So tell me a positive from it. And when they have no answer, it's like, then why are you out here pushing this shit?
Right.
And like
and
I said,
most people don't understand because they'll say like Mamdani, I'm a socialist. Exactly right, dude. You are. I call you a communist because when you talk about socialistic views, man, socialism, it's the same thing. Two different things. I'm going to explain. Socialism is taken by political means. Communism is taken by force. Dictators throwing it over. It's all in the same realm when you think about it, And it's not good. It's just not good. I don't want anybody controlling me. Yeah, either way, I don't want anybody controlling me, Yeah,
well, like I said, it just shows you who they prey on because everybody that was out there pushing that shit in this video was young. Except for there was an older gentleman in it. He come walking up, and this person that was filming said, oh, here comes the leader of the book club, just kind of, being a smart ass, and then the guy walks up and he's calming the girl down that's cussing this guy out, because of course, like I said, that's all they resort to is name calling and starting to cuss because their argument holds no weight, So anyway, he's, he even asked this older gentleman, like, you tell me something then, like, okay, these children aren't going to be able to explain it, but you explain it.
Right.
He had nothing. This older gentleman that was out there pushing this shit, you would think he at least did his homework, but none of them had anything good to say about it. And that should tell you all you need to know about that.
Absolutely,
nonsense.
Dude. Absolutely, dude.
But it goes
Yeah,
back to like Justin was making fun of it. That's how they like to say it's never been done right yet.
Yet. Exactly right.
Give us a chance, though.
Yes, exactly. Well, O'Malley, he wants to call us crybabies, but yeah, on what
why? Because we don't like socialism and communism.
Right.
I don't understand that. Well, are we supposed to? I don't know.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Yeah,
see, look, John knows socialism leads to communism.
Absolutely, John.
It's all right there in the same fucking basket, man. Neither one of it's good, and it's. But somehow they still sell it, man, as this magic pill to fixing everything. So, I don't know.
Well, you got to look at here like Nina. If you look at Nina at 935, the anti-socialists that don't understand socialism, was capitalism done right? I'm not saying capitalism is perfect, but God, I would sure, if I have to pick, I sure will take capitalism with the freedom, free thinking, the opportunities to make what I want to make and do what I want to do with my life instead of some socialism that I'm told what to do or told how to act.
Well, in the way I see it, everything has its pros and cons. I mean, capitalism may not be, it's not without flaws, but it's the best system going right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And until you come up with something better than socialism, then I don't want to hear your argument.
Actually,
that's all there
better.
is.
Not just,
not just say it's better. Prove to me that there's something better than capitalism. And I'm not saying it'll never exist, anything better. But right now, if that's the options you're giving us, then there's no question to which system is better. And it's been proven which one is better. There's proof to it. So therefore, don't just say socialism, but then give no reasons why, because all we got to do is point back to a simple history book or even what's going on current. You don't even have to go back in history. There's countries right now that are being led by communists and socialists.
Exactly.
And look at these fucking places. Yes. You know what I mean? So that's all you have to see, that there is no argument for fucking socialism. None.
And look at Johnny's comment. I never got a job from a poor person. You're right, Johnny, 100%. As the Democrats or these socialists will always say, you got to go from the bottom to the top. No, that's bullshit. You got to go from the top to the bottom. It's trickle down economics. And of course, if you feed and you give tax cuts and you do this and that to the biggest businesses, of course, what that's going to do, that's going to spark innovation. It's going to spark growth. It's going to spark job growth and all the way down. That, like, his comment is 100%. He has never gotten a job from a poor person. 100%. End of the story.
That's really right. And I mean, there's no way to really argue with that point. I mean, it's what it is. Now you can call it, these greedy, business owners or corporation owners.
And they're out there.
Call it what you want. But as greedy as somebody is, that the people that are at the top of running Walmart, look how many people they employ. Now, you can make the argument they don't pay them enough, whatever these arguments you want to make.
100%.
But look at the people they put in the workforce.
Exactly.
So now
look
the
at the
treatment
goods they're
of them,
buying. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, the treatment of them and the wages, that's a different argument. But that goes deeper than just pay the people more, because it's not that simple. I mean, these people don't get into business to lose profit. So they pay you more. Now all their products go up. Now we're all paying more for the product. Therefore, nobody's making any more money now because you're spending more at the store when you go. So it's not that simple as to say, well, they should just pay people better. That's not going to happen. That is the flaw to capitalism. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we never said it was a perfect system, but it's the best one we have right now. And the comment I got pulled up on the top of the screen is, what's wrong with having a safety net? And I think that's the whole idea with the socialism. You know what I mean? There is a safety net. It's called the welfare system, and that's what we have right now, which has its flaws too, because it's totally fucking used and abused in this country. But it's there. We are in a country where you're not going to starve to death. We're not going to allow that. You know what I mean? You will be fed by this country. What else can you ask for? You can be a worthless, jobless, provide nothing to society as far as positive anything. You can contribute nothing, but you still can survive in this country. It's a pretty fucking good system if you ask me.
Absolutely.
You know? And look,
100%.
Jeff, all right, here we go. So Jeff turns it into a right-left thing like a lot of people do. I don't give a fuck who's on it. I just said it exists, and I think it's great. I'm not saying let people starve to death that are down on their luck, but that to me is our safety net. That doesn't mean we need to go to a socialist or communist society. You know what I mean? We have welfare in this country. It's a lovely thing. Some people need it. I just think it's over fucking used by a lot of people that don't. But,
exactly.
You know, I don't care what side of the political aisle they're on, because you're right. There's a lot of people that vote for Trump that live in fucking trailer parks and have fucking 7 kids and live off of EBT. I get it. You know, there's no doubt about that. Right. But anyway, I'm still waiting on somebody to give me this better system besides capitalism.
I want to hear it.
I'll wait. Let's just sit here and wait.
Let's just like crickets. So you got a cricket tone?
It'll be the quietest podcast ever.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, absolutely. No socialist or communist can make any effort to say, hey, that it's better than capitalism. End of the story, dude. It really is.
Yeah. No.
So public school is not social.
Look, I get what she's saying, and so is the fire department, the police department. I get the argument when it comes to that, but that's not it's foolish to believe that something like this guy that just won mayor in New York, he's not pushing stuff like that. Everything is about tax people more to give away shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just not going to work because people, for one, that have the money to be taxed, they're getting the fuck out of those places. Businesses can't survive when you're giving away their fucking products like he's talking about.
Exactly.
That type of socialism, that doesn't work. There are certain social systems that work, but not what these far left, the agenda that a lot of them push. It's just fantasy world.
And even you say that, Shane, and I got to rebut on that, man, because social systems, let's just take Social Security, for instance. All the money for all the years that I have paid into Social Security, and when I retire, I might get a measly $2,700 freaking dollars over my whole working career, okay? So we talk about social safety nets when it comes to that. What about if I was able to take a portion of that money and say, hey, I want to invest it in the free markets or invest that on my own? How much would that be worth? And when you sit back and look at it, like my poor mother died at 58 years old, paid into the system all these freaking years, man, not able to get a dime out of it. I know she's dead, but not able to get a dime back of all the money that was paid into it.
Yeah,
so when we talk about these,
that should have went to her family.
Absolutely. So when we talk about these social safety nets, yes, they're there and they're in place, and they are abused. They are abused beyond belief because you and I talked about it off air, that here they are touting that there's 40 million Americans on SNAP. What about Medicaid? What about Section 8? What about every other? How much money does this country spend every year on those kind of benefits? And a lot of, I can't say really a lot because I don't have the stats in front of me, but there's enough abuse in it that it needs to be corrected. There's a lot of people on it.
And is that a form of socialism in itself, like the welfare system?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So, okay.
Yes,
so
I believe
to me, that's as far as it needs to go.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. We've got a welfare system in this country that is a great welfare system because if you've seen the fat motherfuckers on welfare, so it's a beautiful fucking system. You know what I mean?
It works.
So, I'm sorry to be so crude about that, but let's face it. The people on EBT eat fucking good. That is a hell of a system if you ask me. So why do we need to do it any different as far as anything quote unquote better? You know what I mean?
Right.
The only thing we can do better is cut back on how much fucking welfare we give out because it's being dished out like it's just fucking free money to a lot of people that don't deserve it. It's that simple. That's what could change. But as far as there being a better system or going further with this socialist shit, it's gone far enough with the welfare system. That's it.
Right.
We've got welfare in this country. That's it. I mean, what are you going to do? The average SNAP recipient, I don't buy that. I don't believe
I don't buy
that.
it either. I
don't believe it at all. And I'm not going to, I don't have no proof to rebut it, but I refuse to believe that. I don't know a single person on SNAP that gets anywhere close to just $100 a month. And I know people on it. So I don't shit on everybody that's on it. I just say it's abused. I'm not saying it's not necessary. I'm saying it's overdone. And simply because I don't know anybody just getting $100. I mean, I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all. Yes. And I'm not going to believe it until somebody from, the fucking SNAP department shows me some fucking numbers, man. I don't believe it.
Well, it's like right here, if you read this one at 944, the zinc roofer, there are a lot of areas in America where there's no job opportunities. I get that. But you know what? It's like living in the fucking desert and you have no food. Guess what you do? You move out of the fucking desert and you go where the fucking food is. So if there's no jobs in areas that you're living in, you got to pack your shit and say, hey, I'm going to get where the fucking jobs are, man.
I'm laughing because that was a Sam Kinison bit, man, years ago.
Absolutely,
about the starving kids in Africa.
You stole my thunder, dude. You stole my thunder, dude.
Move where the fucking food is. Stop living in the desert. No, but anyway, and look, in those places like that, there's a welfare system. There's not a state in the country that doesn't have a welfare system.
Absolutely right, dude. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think all the states in this country has a system set up for people that can't afford to eat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, so if you're in a place where jobs are hard to find and you're jobless, well, I mean, like you said, for one, I mean, you might want to consider maybe trying to make a move, which I know that's not as simple as said a lot of times, but at least, I mean, what are you doing there? If there's no jobs, I mean, get the fuck out and go. And look, like I said, I get it. It's not that simple for some people, but there is a welfare system in place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's easier said than done. I get it. I mean, fuck, if the Beverly Hillbillies can do it, then anybody can do it, dude.
The Beverly Hillbillies. Well, they struck oil, man.
They did, yeah. So they moved to L.A. Yeah. Well, why? I don't. Anyway, that's for another subject. But yeah, no, I get it, dude.
Well, what were you going to ask? Why they moved to L.A.?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, of all places,
the
dude.
Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, we're showing our age.
But you know,
now.
And it's just, it is, dude. I mean, there's opportunities everywhere. Some people can't get out, and some people are stuck on it, dude. And I get it, and that's why it's there. But to say it's not a form of socialism, it is, because there's other places in the world that, guess what? If you're poor and destitute, guess what? You don't get shit. You know?
That's true. So, there is no welfare system in a lot of these countries, man.
Absolutely.
It's,
yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, we saw it down here in Katrina, man. They had people getting more money from FEMA than people that had insurance and paid their bills, So it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I know, man. And look, it's an argument that's never going to end. Some
it's
people
never going to end. It makes great topics.
Yeah, and they look at the other side as just heartless, like we don't want to help anybody, and it's just not the case, man. I know, I think we talked about it on the last episode, but I know people personally that abuse the fuck out of the welfare system, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting because it's tax dollars that are being taken from people that are working for that money, and it's not like. It's just like, well, I don't mind paying a few taxes to help somebody that's less fortunate. It's not
exactly.
It's not that simple. It's that I don't want to pay taxes for somebody that's milking the system to eat better than I do. It doesn't make any sense.
Of working, right?
That is capable, yes, able-bodied, but makes a career out of playing the system. And they're filling up their grocery cart while my family or whoever's family is out there trying to bargain shop because we're trying to make our money stretch. You know what I mean? How is that right by any means? That's not to say that we don't need welfare. No. But it's not to the extent that people receive it is not always necessary. And I witness it. I've seen it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why I harp on it so much. It is just so fucking abused, man. And then meanwhile, our fucking vets are treated like shit. You know what I mean? And I don't mean our fucking animal vets. I'm talking about, military vets, man. If anything, they should be receiving it,
Yes.
And without any questions asked. You need some help? Here you go. What do you need? Instead, it's like, oh, you don't want to get a job? Well, what do you need? And it's like, no, man, that shouldn't be how it works. So anyway, like I said, that's an argument that can go on for fucking years.
It'll be going on for
years,
absolutely, dude, 100%.
It's what the Democrats run on every time. is you're doing bad. Let us help you. Let us help you. That is a scary fucking saying, Run when you hear that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Justin, what's going on in the LGBTQ community?
Probably some rallies or something.
Probably. Don't act like you don't know.
Yeah, no.
I know y'all have meetings and shit every week.
Gold's Gym, dude.
Gold's Gym. That's where y'all meet at, the fucking girls' locker room.
Yeah, we meet behind the Freemasons clubhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway. Anything else crazy going on? Have we bothered these people enough tonight? What y'all got in them comments? Anything nuts? Am I missing any kind of
great
good
audience?
Just a bunch
It really
of people
has.
mad at y'all.
No, they love us, man.
They love us. They're going to subscribe and they're going to like us, and
they love us. Even Nina, we appreciate her chiming in for sure, man. That's what makes the show, man. People coming on. Now you got some people that just get in there to troll and talk shit, but I really love the discussions, and we don't expect everybody to agree with us because we're not always right, for one. But that's how you learn. You talk to people that have different opinions and in a different mindset, and maybe you learn something here and there. But if you just decide that you're going to dig your heels in on everything you fucking believe, well, you've already lost the battle, It's the way I see it.
True.
So,
exactly.
But anyway, I do want to do a segment real quick before we get off.
Yes, sir.
We don't have a huge platform, but we do have a platform. So I figure if we can help, in any way at all with the missing child, maybe bringing a child home every now and then we'll do it. So we'll pull up our first one. I think we're going to start doing this every week. This here is Carly Tillery. She is from Jacksonville, Florida. Now, there's no affiliation. We don't know her, don't know her family. It's just a random pick off of the missing child, report that I've seen. So anyway, look at this beautiful angel. She was missing since March 7th. You see the number there. I mean, if you think you've seen her or just, anything, call that number and see if we can get this precious baby home. And she gets our attention for the week. And like I said, I think we'll try to drop one of those every week. So anyway,
absolutely.
We are BSing with the guys. I think we BS'd enough. We love you guys. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll be back at it. Man, I guess next Wednesday if everything goes right in the world.
Yep.
And we appreciate it. Y'all be good.
Straight from the swamps of southern Louisiana. Straight from the swamps. Straight from the swamps.